Hey, what's up? Welcome back. Today I've got the plan with me for the week of July 12th through the 19th. It was my bestie pal Sarah's birthday, so we had a girls' weekend at her house. That week was also supposed to be Sad Summer Week, so I was going to use the Summer Forever kit, but then Sad Summer got pushed back to August for COVID reasons, so I pushed Summer Forever back too. And then I had like no idea what to use for this week. And when it's your bestie's birthday week, you want it to be a good spread, right? So I figured that Staycation from CaressPress was the next best option. The chill pool party theme fits Sarah very well. She's got a pool that she's obsessed with, and she loves a good pool party moment. So we definitely had a pool party that weekend. Well, okay, by pool party, I mean it was like the three of us, not like an actual pool party. We're not that cool. But yeah, so I used silver foil for this week. She's gonna be so offended that I didn't use hollow or sparkly hollow. So hopefully she doesn't watch this. But I just felt like this kit really called for silver, and I think the silver just looks so crisp and fresh, especially with the black. But I'm really stoked on how this spread turned out. I kept it relatively simple with the base and just used the tropical floral bundle from SPC. And then I also thought using a bit of the matte black bundle would tie in really nicely with the pops of black in the kit. So that's pretty much everything for the base. As always, I did absolutely nothing during the week. It was very chill, and then the weekend was chaotic. I feel like I've talked about it a million times before, but Sarah, Michelle, and I all live in different cities. So whenever we have a girls' weekend, we try to pack a lot in, especially since we've had a lot fewer of them the past 2 years for obvious reasons. So the big thing we did that weekend was this murder mystery thing called Clued Up that I am definitely about to complain about for the next however many minutes. So here's the preemptive my bad. But we were looking so forward to this for months because we thrive with these kinds of things. But this one was just not a fun time. One time a few years ago, we did this murder mystery thing at COSI, which is like the science museum here in Columbus, and it was super interactive and super fun. And we stupidly thought that Clued Up was going to be like that, and it was not. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend if it's ever in your city. First of all, it was just way too expensive for what it was. It was basically just an app, but the app didn't work. So basically, it was this 4 hour long thing that had us traversing the streets of downtown Cleveland. We assumed that it was just going to be like the main street, but no, it was every inch of downtown. And look, I have an office job and I really have not left my house since March of 2020. So I was personally not prepared for 4 hours of power walking, and it was raining, and my umbrella broke like an hour in. And look, y'all know I have ADHD, and I was at my threshold for this thing like 45 minutes in. So personally, for me, it was miserable, and Michelle hated it too. But I think Sarah and her other friends had a good time. And, it was Sarah's birthday, so all that really matters is that she had a good time in the end. So, yeah, that's that. I guess on to the day by day. Sorry for that rant. You guys know what you're going to get when you come to these videos. Like, you know by now that I'm very dramatic and passionate about everything. So, anyway, first, I put in my work schedule, of course. So, Monday, I grabbed Starbucks before work because I had a meeting first thing, and if you're in corporate America, you know you need a little help to get through those meetings. So, yeah, other than that meeting, it was a very, very slow day. So, I pretty much just watched Ted Lasso and the live feeds and scrolled on my phone my entire shift. And then after work, I did a bit of filming and editing, and then watched some more feeds because late night feeds are always the most fun and most chaotic. I'm really happy that I work second shift and that I can stay up for those feeds because they're way better than daytime feeds. Okay, so Tuesday I got Timmy's and picked up groceries and then did nothing all day while I worked. It was even slower than Monday. I had 16 calls and just over an hour of talk time. So I basically had 7 hours of free time, and I had absolutely no motivation to do any of my hobbies. So I just watched shows in the feeds, and then I did some more filming after work and watched a couple episodes of Ted Lasso. And then on Wednesday, I did my account follow ups, and then I did laundry, and that night was Big Brother, of course. So after Big Brother, I did some editing and a bit of painting. I think that's around the time that I started to get into jelly gouache, which has been really fun to experiment with. And then Thursday, I uploaded a video. It was probably like a haul or something, knowing myself. And then I worked until 7 and took a half day of PTO for the rest of the day. And I packed everything up to go to Sarah's, and then we watched the US versus Martinique Gold Cup match. And oof, it was just not a fair fight. We low key won 6-1, which was absolutely brutal. And then after that match, I watched the Thursday episode of Big Brother. And then Friday, I uploaded another video. Couldn't tell you what it was, but I did upload that day. And then I grabbed a cheeky Starbucks on my way up to Sarah's. And then I was just listening to my little podcasts all the way up. I just put in Scam Goddess, but I also definitely listened to some Beach Too Sandy also, because it's like a 2.5 hour drive, so I can squeeze in a few podcasts. And then when I got there, we had a little planner party, and by that I mean Sarah and I played in our planners, and Michelle talked to boys on Tinder. And then we just chilled and played our board games all night. And then Saturday was the Clued Up ordeal. And after that whole thing, we rewarded ourselves with cupcakes from this place called Colossal Cupcakes. And then There was a gourmet popcorn store next door to Colossal. So, of course, we had to pop, no pun intended. We had to pop in there too. I can't remember what it was called, but it was delicious. And then after that, we went to Crocker Park, which is an outdoor mall somewhere in Northeast Ohio near where Sarah lives. And we went to Barnes and Noble and Starbucks, and there was a hair in my drink, and it was so gross, and I just threw it away and cut my losses because I'm a millennial who has only ever worked customer service, and I would literally rather die than inconvenience anyone else, let alone a customer service worker. So we went out to these little food kiosks that they have there and got pasta, and we're eating on this fountain, and Sarah took a drink of her Starbucks, and there was a freaking hair in hers too. And she was just gonna let it go, but Michelle took charge, and we don't know what she did or what she said, but she came back like 5 minutes later with new drinks for both of us. And then we played more games when we got back to Sarah's, and also the crew played NYC FC that night. I'm pretty sure we won that one. I think that was before our losing streak that tanked our season. I don't know. I fully blocked all of that out. Okay, so moving on to Sunday. Ooh, I'm running out of time. I've got to make this quick. So, Sunday, I put in that it was Sarah's birthday, of course. And then we went swimming for a bit. And then we had a little bit of a barbecue. And then I drove back home to Columbus. And then, of course, watched Sunday's episode of Big Brother. And then I also watched the US versus Canada Gold Cup match. So, yeah, that's everything for that week. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I hope to see you in the next one. Later days.